We are here in Indianapolis for Big Ten Media Day. I'm Megan Husslein, joined by Ohio State head coach Ryan Day. Ryan, just one of the biggest questions heading into this season, the quarterbacks, obviously. Not ready to tell us who the starter is now, but can you just take me through how you decipher who's going to be the starter coming into that competition?
Yeah, it's something that happens, every couple years. You have to, go through this process of guys competing on the field. The great thing is that we're as deep as we've ever been at quarterback. We have 4 quarterbacks. Lincoln just came in, we brought in Tristan, and now we have Devin and Kyle. The fight for the starting job is really between Devin and Kyle. The other guys are doing great, but that's really where the battle's going to be. And so, we're going to get those guys as many reps as possible, and see where it goes. See what the first game looks like. Kind of go from there. But a big part of it is just your experience as a coach of seeing it. What it looks like in practice and trying to project the best you can.
Gotcha. And one thing that's going to impact these quarterbacks immensely is going to be the offensive line, and they lost 3 starters from last year. So what is your confidence level heading into this year with 3 new starters on the line?
Yeah, anytime you're dealing with guys who haven't played, your confidence level, has to build as you see it more and more in practice, and then they have to go do it in a game. I think we have some really good candidates to come in and play, but they're going to have to do it. And as exciting as it is to have certain guys back at some positions, those are the areas that that you got to really focus on to make sure you're developing them, because you haven't seen them play in a game,
right.
and those are the areas that are going to be important for us to develop in August.
And one more question about the offense. You have so much talent in that receiver room. It's kind of an abundance of riches, which could almost be, too much of a good thing. So what is your concern level surrounding maybe losing a couple players to the transfer portal?
Well, yeah, we say it all the time. If you make it at Ohio State, you make it anywhere. If you want to be the best in the world at what you do, like Marvin Harrison wasn't worried about, who was in that room,
Right.
and Carnell Tate came in, and, it's going to continue to go on and on and on. Jackson Smith and Jigba wasn't worried about that, and I think it's like that at all positions, but we talk about that as, even at quarterback. When Devin Brown came to Ohio State, Quinn Ewers was already in that room. Like, he wasn't worried about it. So when C.J. Stroud came in, Jack Miller was already committed. So, if you want to make it at the highest level in the NFL, you're going to have to compete against the best anyways. So for the really highly competitive, they're not really worried about that. They really bet on themselves.
Yeah, so you got a ton of new receivers in there, but now you have a defense that's kind of been in the system for a year. Jim Knowles has been here for a year. So what do you think is going to be the biggest difference this year to make sure, you don't have a repeat of that Michigan game last year?
Yeah, obviously the explosive plays, that's what it comes down to. When you look at that game, there were 5 plays that were just that really, I think there was 4 of them over 70 yards, just on single plays. When you look at, the body of the game, there was a lot of good things there, but those plays ruined it. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that we just have to really watch those explosive plays. It's been a huge focus this offseason. And but I think the biggest change is going to be our experience. Got a lot of experience coming back. Probably, the most talented and experienced team we've had since 19. So that's exciting for everybody.
And lastly, just fall camp's right around the corner. What are the main things you're looking for as you head into it?
Yeah, it's developing those positions of need, and then getting the guys who have experience ready to go play in the first game. 2 different things. You got guys that you need to develop and get ready to play, but then all their guys, you got to practice, you got to get your rhythm down, but you also want to get them ready to go play in the season. They have already, Tommy Eichenberg's had, thousands of snaps. Marvin Harrison only needs a certain amount of snaps in camp. Some other guys need as many reps as they possibly can get. So finding that balance and trying to get that done based on their experience will be important.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be important. Buckeye football is right around the corner. Ryan, thanks for joining me today.